What's up, guys? It's Colin, otherwise known as Ginger Statics on TikTok. I'm finally back with another YouTube video after a extremely long hiatus from long form content because honestly, I was very discouraged and I didn't think it was for me and I didn't think I had anything of value to share, but I realized I do, and what I have to share is my life. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys. There's not going to be a specific format of video that I do all the time. There's not going to be something you can expect from me, to be completely honest. Um, I'm going to post about everything nature, lifting, whatever it may be that I feel like is valuable. I'm going to post about it. And I hope you guys enjoy that. But today we have a little pull day, back, biceps, hamstrings, all that good stuff. So I'm going to talk about my pre workout meal when I make it. And I'm going to just yap a little bit about something I thought was kind of profound that I thought about while I was walking through the airport recently. And you guys will hear that over me lifting for a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about a few things that I'm implementing into my training. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and we're going to get to the pre-workout meal first. Macros are listed on the screen, code Colin for the Echo Protein. My scale actually broke while I was making this, so I don't know. I don't care on the honey and the fruit, but yeah. Guys, I'm still afraid to talk in front of people. My stepdad got home, so I didn't film me eating my pre-workout meal, but I have it right here. So I'm going to crush this shit, and then I'm going to go to the gym. So better lit content in like 2 seconds. All right, I made it to the gym, so I'm going to get in there, get after this session. I am horrible at managing my time, and my fear of talking to the camera is going to have to be... I'm going to have to get over it because this gym is fucking packed. So thankfully, I'm only talking to you guys in the gym a little bit today. Unfortunately, my social anxiety is absolutely terrible, and it got the better of me today, so I did not talk to myself in the gym like a crazy person. But we're going to be going over how I'm getting the most out of my bicep training on my pull days. And by doing 3 exercises, a lot of people would say that's too much. You don't need that much to grow your biceps. Maybe you don't. However, I'm trying to get the absolute most. So I'm going to be getting into the nuances of why I do a preacher curl, an alternating dumbbell curl, and a single arm preacher curl all in the same session. For my second bicep exercise, I do an alternating dumbbell curl. It is faster than doing 2 unilateral sets, a set for each arm, and it's giving me all those same benefits you get from a unilateral exercise. And it trains supination as well without having to do supinations, because who the fuck wants to actually do that? And it is just so enjoyable. I love this exercise so much, and it has a differing resistance profile compared to the preacher curl, which I start my session with. And for my last bicep exercise, I do a single arm preacher curl. And the reason why I do this, even though I have already done a preacher curl earlier in my session, is rather than just doing more straight sets of the preacher curl, I can come back to this later in my session and do it unilaterally so that I'm able to recruit more motor units. Because as we know, the later you get into your session, the harder it is going to be to recruit high threshold motor units. So that's when unilateral exercises are best implemented. And by doing this at the end, I'm able to also get rid of my imbalance with my left arm compared to my right arm. And it's just another way to get more volume in. Stop being afraid of volume. I do a total of 4 sets for biceps. That'll pretty much do it on how I'm getting the most out of my bicep training on my pull days. By doing alternating and unilateral exercises after already doing a bilateral exercise, I'm able to access those higher threshold motor units later in my session and still be able to prioritize other muscles. And I'm able to bias some slightly different regions. And it is just the best way to add in volume by being able to have new numbers to chase. So that'll do it on that. And we're going to get into the little philosophical yap. I just sat in my room and talked to myself and talked out kind of what I was thinking. And hopefully you guys enjoy listening to that while watching me train and seeing the rest of my session. So let's get to it. I was walking through Denver International Airport when I got home from a trip, seeing some good friends, And I get to this escalator, and there's just this mob of people, man. And I thought to myself, I was like, I like walking up escalators, which really just means I like the stairs. And I don't know why I took the escalator, because these people are slow and they're just standing there. And then I thought about it a little deeper, a little later on. I was listening to Frank Ocean. I was listening to Nights by Frank Ocean. That song is just so thought-provoking. Any Frank Ocean song is. But anyway, I realized that an escalator is a great metaphor for your life. Anything that moves forward, that moves you forward, is a great metaphor for your life, because you can stand there and do nothing, but the days will move, the earth will spin, the sun will burn, a barrel shit in the woods. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is that life goes on. And I realized that there's so much more to life. On that trip, I was like, man, I have to make content creation work, because this is such a profound thing to me. Just sharing my life could make a living for me. Living my life could make a living for me. That is so profound. But to do that, I have to take action. I have to do things I don't want to do, like posting ads and all of those sorts of things. But I realized my life is going to move forward no matter what I do. But I would much rather be the one walking up the escalator and getting to the top, getting to the very top floor, getting to all of my goals, instead of standing in the mob of people doing all the same thing. It's such a simple idea. It's such a simple statement. But the truth is, it's extremely important to me. And it's something that, reluctantly, I would say is my New Year's resolution, which is to take more action. All you can do is take action. Do things that put you towards your goals, because everybody else is going to be waiting for the escalator to get them to the next floor, and you're going to be the one running up the stairs, and you're going to get to the top before them. And it's such a silly little thing to say, but I think that it's so profound. And I think that taking action and taking things from life instead of letting life throw them at you by chance or getting lucky is a much better way to live. But anyways, that's it for my yap. I hope you guys enjoy. Upon watching this back, I realized that the recording stopped for some reason, so I'm going to have to do this outro myself, but I'm going to put up some clips of me posing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's nothing super special, and it was pretty short, but, you know, I'm figuring my way around this whole YouTube thing and how I want to do these videos. So hopefully you guys found something to enjoy out of this. If you enjoyed listening to me give the runaround ass way to talk about just not being a lard ass and taking advantage of the opportunities you have in your life and achieving your goals. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching the training. If you have any questions about training, anything you want to see content-wise, let me know in the comments. If you could let a friend know about me, just subscribe, like, all that good stuff. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And then if you could run up code Colin at Echovision and Gympin, and then code Gingerstatic at Auspicious Boulevard, that would be absolutely amazing. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this posing, because I was looking pretty fucking sick.